The moon known as LV-943 was supposed to be dead, a lifeless, icy satellite on the edge of known space, perfect for weapons testing and classified operations. The USC Ragnarok, a heavily modified military dropship, had been rerouted through the sector on a low-priority recon mission. It never reported back. The signal stopped mid-transmission.
No explosión.
No mayday, just static. 72 hours later, a surveillance satellite pinged a faint transponder code. Ragnarok, grounded but intact, survivability rating, unknown. But the data wasn't routed through standard channels. Instead, it went directly to Skynet's core strategic AI node. Skynet analyzed the transmission for anomalies. The conclusion: high probability of biological contamination. It acted accordingly. An infiltration unit T-800 Model 101 was deployed from orbit. No fanfare, no secondary support. Its mission: assess, confirm, contain. The pod crashed into LV-943's dusty surface with violent precision. Sand and ice geysered into the air, swallowing the capsule whole. Within moments, the reinforced door hissed open, and the Terminator emerged. Unscathed, relentless, already calculating routes. 2 miles northeast stood the downed Ragnarok, its hull half-submerged in a crater of fractured obsidian. The ship's external armor was shredded, its stern gutted as though something had torn its way out rather than in. Heat signatures inside were erratic, clustered low to the ship's interior. No human survivors. The Terminator advanced, crunching frozen soil beneath its boots, its HUD scrolling through multispectrum filters. The closer it got, the more corrupted the air became. Traces of ammonia, acid residue, life signatures, but none matched human readings. At the edge of the crash site, the T-800 paused. A thick secretion coated the metal hull, dark, fibrous, like something excreted by a parasitic organism. Movement inside the ship pulsed through its sensors. Dozens of signals, perhaps more. Hive confirmed. Skynet had predicted it might happen one day. A Xenomorph infestation born not on Earth, but seeded through a wreck. The ship's internal heat and power reserves had kept the hatchery alive, even thriving. And now it was growing. The Terminator pulled its plasma rifle from its shoulder clip and began to move. Inside the Ragnarok, silence ruled. The central cargo bay had been transformed, no longer a transport vessel, but a hive cathedral. Layers of resin clung to every surface, every panel. The lighting was dim, red emergency strobes barely flickering. Egg sacs lined the walls in neat rows, pulsing gently like breathing lungs. A faint hissing echoed through the corridors. The T-800 stepped inside, its servos humming softly. One egg opened, motion blur. A facehugger launched, its claws extended, tail whipping forward. The Terminator didn't flinch. In a blink, it blasted the parasite mid-air, turning it to paste. Others stirred. From the shadows, the Xenomorphs emerged. Not in attack, but in observation. Dozens crawling along the ceiling and walls, their chitinous bodies gleaming in the low light. They sensed the intruder, but they did not swarm. Not yet. They waited. The T-800 system mapped the interior, designating targets. Tactical algorithms calculated ideal explosive points. If the central fuel tank could be ruptured and combined with thermite charges, the whole ship could become a furnace. But it needed time. A rapid burst of movement to the right. One of the drones leapt at it. The Terminator spun, caught the creature mid-pounce, and crushed it against the wall with a single devastating impact. Acid blood sprayed across its armor. Alarms pinged. External layer breached. Damage at 2.4%. Acceptable. A second Xenomorph lunged. This time, the T-800 fired 3 rounds into its elongated skull, splitting it open. The Hive shrieked. They descended. It became a ballet of war, cold precision versus feral instinct. The Terminator moved through them like a ghost of metal and fire, limbs crashing through bone, weapons discharging searing blue bolts of plasma. The Xenomorphs fought with primal fury, attacking from every angle. The Hive would not fall easily. The Terminator sustained damage, deep slashes across its side, its synthetic skin melting away under acidic fluid. One arm's servos faltered. Sparks hissed from its shoulder joint, but it kept moving, calculating each step, each turn, clearing a path to the ship's core. There, inside the reactor room, it found the Queen. She rose from her nest of molten cables and broken cargo crates, her body towering, regal, monstrous. Her crown-like crest scraped the ceiling. Dozens of egg layers coiled around her. Her shriek was deafening. The Terminator locked eyes with her. No fear.
No hesitación.
She charged. The impact shook the deck. The T-800 was thrown against a bulkhead, ribs crushed under her weight. Her tail slammed into its chest, embedding itself deep. Warnings flashed across its HUD. Damage critical. But the machine reached for the explosive satchel at its waist. The Queen reared back to strike again. The Terminator hurled the satchel into the reactor core and leapt after it, triggering the sequence with a direct override. A 10-second countdown began. The Queen screeched, twisting around to flee, but the Terminator grabbed her by the throat. Its remaining hand latched to her jaw and, with all its mechanical force, began to tear. For seconds left. The Queen's inner jaw slammed into the T-800's face, ripping synthetic flesh from its skull. Its red eye flared. 3 seconds. The Queen thrashed, flinging the machine aside. 2 seconds. The Terminator crawled forward, one leg shattered, and locked its gaze on the reactor. 1 second. The world exploded. From orbit, a silent flare lit the moon's horizon. Aboard the Skynet observation drone above LV-943, sensors confirmed core detonation. No signs of xenomorph bioforms remained. No signals from the T-800. Mission success. 99.98% containment probability. The transmission ended. Back on Earth, buried deep beneath the surface of the Pacific Defense Complex, Skynet logged the data. Its synthetic mind did not mourn the loss of the unit. It had served its purpose. But somewhere in the flame-blasted husk of the Ragnarok, under meters of molten steel and obsidian, a single xenomorph egg sat untouched, hidden in an auxiliary fuel compartment, shielded from the blast, pulsed faintly, waiting, and miles away, a shattered torso of the T-800 twitched. The CPU was still intact. Power reserves were near zero, but its last command repeated in a loop. Contain. Terminate. Complete the mission. A faint spark flickered behind its red eye. The war wasn't over yet.